Yes, sir.
So who is going to
Yes, sir.
give me recap? What we learned in the last class? No one? Pinky, Vivek, Anthony, Amarjit, Harshil, Naitik, Isaac, Akanksha, Neha, Rushi, Lisa. No one is there to give me recap. Are you people able to hear me?
Sir,
Hmm.
in last class we were discussing about agency by operation of law.
Hmm.
So under that we discussed about the status, that is spouse, guardian,
Hmm.
partnership, and
Hmm.
corporate.
Hmm.
And after that we were discussing the necessity of it. That
Hmm.
is bill of exchange
Hmm.
and marine adventure.
Hmm.
Later we discussed the agency by estoppel and holding out. So
Hmm.
estoppel means estoppel means to stop, and
Hmm.
estoppel is to avoid from, I mean, to stop it before something is gonna happen.
No, wrong.
Sir, I'm getting confused with that.
No. Who is
Estoppel means you
huh?
cannot change what you have said or you cannot revert it.
We can't
Correct.
reverse.
Yes, whatever you said, now you cannot go back from that statement or a particular act. That is what we called it as a estoppel. Stopped. Stop and stopped. Stop means wait, don't move. But stopped means now don't move forward, no, don't go backward. Are you getting my point? A stop means
Yes.
now you cannot go back.
So, sir, in that we were discussing that whatever you have done cannot be reverted. In that, the other subcategories were by representation. Then second one was to a reliance on the representation, and the third one is an alteration of an party's position from such reliance.
Hmm.
After that, we were discussing the subcategories of that. That is, there is a representation in the normal course of events. Then representation is made to a person
Hmm.
who relies upon and act accordingly. Then
Hmm.
the representation which is done by intentionally and negligently.
Hmm.
And the D1 was the representation to be the proximate cause.
Hmm.
After that, B, we were discussing about holding out. So in holding out, we were telling that selecting something by his or her choice.
Hmm.
And in that, we were discussing about the extension of the principle. It is an extension of principle of its topic.
Hmm.
And holding out is like holding a person liable as if he is a principal.
Hmm.
We were discussing that. Then we were going through section 188.
Hmm.
So we were there.
Hmm. So now let's understand. So we were understanding section 188. What it says that the extent of an agent's authority has been made coextensive with the principal himself. So basically what happens here, the authority to do an act has authority to do every lawful thing which is necessary in order to do such act. Okay, and now this is a kind of you can say that general consciousness, the principle that will come under here. Every lawful thing, you know uh, which is necessary in order to do such act. Now to interpret this means here it is the general consciousness. So like example, when you people are now studying in this particular semester and with my particular subject, so what are all every lawful things you are supposed to do here? Can someone tell me what are all lawful things are supposed to be done here in the law of contract 2 semester 2? Hello. Harshil. Harshil, are you with me? Amarjeet, Lisa, Devansh. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, what are all lawful things you are supposed to do in the law of contract 2 subject in the semester 2? Hello. Not able to answer?
Sir, not getting it clearly. What question?
I am asking that when you are in the law of contract 2 subject studying in the semester 2, what are all lawful things you are supposed to do here? That is what I am asking. Are you able to hear?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, but I have no idea like, how to
So,
answer.
so generally, what are supposed to be done by you people? Tell me.
To
We
make
are
project-
running
supposed
notes.
to
One
Project.
person at a time. One person at a time. Yes.
To make running notes.
Okay. What else?
The project submission answer.
Yes. What else? Only these two things.
give recaps.
Attendance.
Okay. What else? So these are all
To
what?
maintain silence in the class.
Yes. What else? Also to participate in the discussion. Yes or no?
Yes.
So
Yes,
this-
sir.
So like I see, you are supposed to attend the class on a time. You should be active in the class participation. You must give the attendance on a time. Okay. You should not make any nuisance in the class. Okay. You are also required to go through with the studying of the particular essential reading materials. Whenever there is an instruction, you need to follow the instruction. You need to appear in the exam. You need to complete the courses and all the requisites. So these are all what? These are all things are nothing but a general consciousness that all the lawful things. Are you getting my point? These are all lawful things which are to be supposed to be done by you people when you are studying the law of contract 2. Is that clear or not?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that so? In the same manner, when agent is acting as an agent of a principal, then in the due course of agency, whatever is lawful things which are necessary in order to do that particular agent related work which is required to be completed by the agent, he is supposed to do all those things. This is how we are taking the interpretation for understanding this particular terminology. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
You understood now what is the meaning of this? To do every lawful thing which is necessary in order to do such act. Is that clear? Now let's go to the third point. Authority to carry on a business has authority to do every lawful things necessary for the purpose and the conduct of the business. Yes, we already understood that. Like example, if there is a necessity to enter into a contract, then agent can enter into a contract. If there is a necessity to supply the goods, then agent, if it is having the goods in his possession, he can send it. If there is a necessity to get the payment of the particular goods or services given by the agency, then agent is supposed to go and collect the money and again submit or put it into the bank account of the agency. Yes or no? Then also agent is required to report to the principal of whatever the business that is going on the daily basis, whatever the problems those are happen in the daily basis. Yes or no?
Yes,
So
sir.
these are all what? This is all nothing but this is that authority to carry on a business has authority to do every lawful things necessary for the purpose usually done in the course of conducting such particular business. So here we are referring the agency business. Okay, so in case of emergency also the authority is further extended by section 189. So like I will give one simple example. Now, suddenly there is a fire that has been, emerged in the warehouse of the agency godown, and agent got this particular information. Then agent rushed to the, godown, and then he immediately made arrangement to shift the particular goods, otherwise it will be gutted by the fire. And he also called, firefighters, and then, he tried to extinguish the fire. Is that clear or not? So this particular, certain extra in expenditure which has been incurred by the agent is also, authorized, and includes under all the lawful things which are necessary to protect the agency business, also is, is been discussed under section 189. What it says that in case of emergency, the authority is further extended by section 189. An agent has authority in any emergency to do all such act. See, I'm quoting that. To do all such act for the purpose of protecting his principal from the loss as could be done by a person of ordinary prudence in his own case under similar circumstances. So is that clear? Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
So section 189 talks about the emergency powers also, and sometimes this emergency power, though not directly delegated by the principal to the agent, but if the situation is demanding, then agent is not required to wait and get the clear instruction from the principal. Agent suo motoli can proceed further with his, ordinary prudent man, response, which is been supposed to be given by the agent, to save the business as well as to the principal from any kind of losses in emergency situations. Is that clear? Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is how it
Yes,
has
sir.
been, this is how it has been discussed in the Kukawar Lime and Stone Company versus Dairy Rahatas Light Railway and Company Limited, 1969 Supreme Court. So now let's understand, what do you mean by, the business practice and trade practice? Are they same or different? So there is a difference. Okay, there is a difference as far as the, trade to trade, these business practices are different. Is that clear or not? So like example, suppose you are having a warehouse, then you need to also make sure that if the warehouse is, having storage of perishable goods, then all the electricity, then all the fire extinguisher as well as the electricity should be regularly checked and maintained. Yes or no? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now suppose if, let's take the example. Now there is a warehouse which is only, a non-perishable goods which are being kept. Then whatever, requirement is maintained, in the perishable goods storage, is it required in the non-perishable storage good warehouse? Answer is no. Answer is no. So that's why, these two examples are, telling us that the, this particular, practices, business practices are based upon trade to trade. It is, you cannot make, certain kind of general statement. General, business practices will be there which are very, very, fundamental. I mean, very basic, which are, there. But if you go with, certain little bit advanced level, each, trade practice is different from other trade practices. So therefore the extent of the agent's authority is depend upon certain three important different, practical approaches. So what are those, approaches? The first one is the nature of the act or the business. That will first of all determine what are the, business practices, and then, lawful things is interpreted. Second is things incidental to the business that are usually carried out. So like example, I told you already that, like example, suppose you are having the transportation services. Okay, so in the transportation services, what are all things includes in the transportation service? Can someone tell me? Please reply quickly, don't simply wait there. I'm not here to respond and answer all the questions. Then otherwise, what is the need for me to teach here if I have to give all the answers to the questions? Hello. Hello.
Maintenance,
So,
sir. Maintenance.
timings, quantity, delivery time, a perfect date, and what date it should be delivered.
But what is important, this is all you are talking about the business related aspect. I am talking about the business practices. So like example, if you are providing transportation services, then inevitably what is the condition of my vehicle is regularly maintained and checked. That is the general practice in this particular transportation related business is concerned. Yes or no?
Yes, and refueling.
Then second thing, what is the health and condition of the drivers? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then the the safety of the vehicles as well as the safety of the drivers, and also while they are driving they are following all the precautions. This is also become part and parcel of the business practice or not?
Yes, sir.
So these are all what important. These are all the incidental to the business that are usually carried out. Yes or no?
Sir, can we include condition of vehicle?
I already told that.
Okay, sir.
So there was
Okay.
problem.
I already told that. So see, these are all what? These particular things are incidental to the what kind of business? If there is a transportation agency is there, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
But the same thing will
Yes.
not be, but same thing will not be applicable to the other type of business. Yes or no?
Yes.
So like
Yes.
example, you are having selling of the fishes, fish. Are you getting the
Yes.
point? So the selling of a fish business and their regular business practices are different with the transportation business. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So this is how they are mentioning here that first of all the nature of the business or the act. Second thing, the things incidental to the business that are usually carried out, and the third important aspect is usual trade, customs, and practice. So I will give one simple example. Now, if you are a jeweler who generally sells jewelry, ornaments, so you know very well that you are required to settle your particular account with your other fellow jeweler shop friend on the very same day. Yes or no?
Yes. Sir.
And generally it is been satisfied either in terms of equivalent quantity and particular design of the gold ornaments. Yes or no? Generally they do not prefer cash money. Yes or no? Jewelers, when they are borrowing certain gold ornaments from their community, they generally do not prefer cash. They generally prefer gold and ornaments against the gold ornaments. Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is what they says, that the usual trade, custom, and practices. So these are the three things which defines the lawful things which is necessary in order to do a particular act or response by the agent in the business practices. Is that clear? Any doubt? I want to hear from everyone.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Apu?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so now let's move to the next one. Now, the extent of this authority is therefore based upon the bona fide exercise of the power. So now this is nothing but a kind of limitation on the exercise of the power by the agent in the agency. Now I will give one simple example. Agent is supposed to look after the maintenance of the trucks. Yes or no? So now here agent is supposed to take care of the trucks which are purchased by the agency, and not his personal vehicle is also included when he is sending these particular trucks for the service and maintenance in the service shop. Yes or no? Hello.
Yes.
So now
Yes, sir.
here,
Yes, sir.
agent's personal vehicle along with the agency vehicles sending to the service and maintenance is bona fide exercise of his power or what? Hello.
It is beyond the exercise.
So it is not the bona fide exercise. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So the extent of this authority, therefore based upon bona fide exercise of the power. If the power exercised by the agent is not bona fide, then the power is ultra virus. Yes or no? You people
Yes,
are not,
sir.
you people are not instantly replying. I don't know what's the
Yes, sir.
problem with you people. Every time I have to ask you yes or no, understood or not. In this particular sentences, we are wasting our time. Now the next one, express and implied authority. Now here this express and implied authority is being discussed under section 187. So what it says that section 187 says an authority is said to be express where it is given by words spoken or written. Clear? Is that clear or not?
Clear, sir.
So now what do you mean by implied authority? Implied authority is what is necessary for or incidental to the effective execution of express authority. Okay, implied authority extend to doing of any act in an emergency situation to protect the principal's interest. Is that clear? So like example, I will say that Moses, please make sure you are taking care of our warehouse. So this is what is the instruction that I use. Okay, so it means that now this is the implied authority I am giving to the Moses as my agent. So whenever there is a any emergency, Moses has to apply its common knowledge and understanding the way the ordinary prudence man would have been used, and accordingly he should proceed with that particular response to the emergency situation. Is that clear? But this is not you will be able to find out anywhere in the written contract in between Moses and me, but verbal communication from my side is authorizing Moses. Why? Because Moses is already become an agent through the written contract. Is that clear? So this is how the express and implied authority is there. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll stop here and everyone now switch on your video. I'm going to take your attendance.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
What if the action the agent can do in order to save your property, if at all you're the principal?
Not able
that
to,
action is
not able to understand. Repeat one more time.
assuming that the action that an agent can do to save your property from the laws, you like prohibited him to do it. Then what?
But there was an emergency.
Yes, sir.
So in emergency, if he has acted bona fidely, how can that act become, beyond the scope of the authority? Can it be? अपूर किसको बात कर रहा है तू बता मेरे को. फोन पर किससे बात कर रहा है?
पापा का फोन था सर, देखो
तो पापा कहाँ पर है?
वो तो अभी बाहर गए। वो 2 दिन बाद मेरे भाई की शादी है ना, तो सब काम पे फोन आते हैं।
अच्छा, तो तू अकेला ही है घर पे?
हाँ सर।
Okay. Understood what I reply? Who asked that question? Henry, I think.
So it is certain. I have not understood, sir.
Oh, you did not understand the reply?
Yes, sir.
What I am saying is that suppose that principal has not given all those certain type of power to the agent. This is what is your question. Yes.
So my question is that the only thing that you can do to protect the asset or the goods from the principle from loss, like the principle prohibited you to do it. Like assuming the only thing that you can do right there is to mix those goods. Assuming that the warehouse, the water enters the warehouse and then it is damaging the property. And the only thing that you can do is to mix the goods such that you can save some of them. But the principal denied you that.
If that is the scenario, I already told you, agent is required to exercise the power bona fidely. So now you tell me, whatever the scenario you are stating, is it falling under the bona fide exercise of the power by the agent? You tell me.
Yes.
If you are able to justify it, then it is very well within the implied authority of the agent. But if you are not able to justify it under the bona fide act, then obviously it will not be accepted by the principal. As simple as that. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Devansh.
Yes, sir.
Devam. Apurv.
Present, sir.
Kishan. Rucha. Rishi.
Present, sir.
Nilesh. Akanksha.
Present, sir.
Lisa.
Present, sir.
Naitik. Naman.
Present sir.
Harshil.
Present sir.
Divya. Yash.
Present, sir.
Lacey Sibanda. Lisa John. David.
Present sir.
Ambuza.
Present sir.
How come
Present sir.
Ambuza is giving
Leslie present sir.
now wait, how can Ambuza is giving present to the David as well as for Ambuza himself? Show me both of you your face. Where are you? Where is Ambuza?
Leslie is present sir.
Yes, just 1 minute, let's see. I want to see, Ambuza. Yes, now where is David? David, switch on your video. Now say yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay, now Ambuza, you say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, this is the difference of your voice, which I can easily catch hold. And that's why I ask, who is giving attendance for whom? Okay, so Leslie Sibanda, you are present?
Yes sir.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Now let's go to the BA. Neha.
Yes, sir.
Okay. शब्बीर अभी तो हंस रहा था, कहाँ गायब हो गया? हाँ, यात्री
Present, sir.
ये रहा present.
ओके, जितेंद्र
Present sir.
अली
Present, sir.
करण यज्ञेश अमरजीत
Present, sir.
वर्दा पिंकी
Present, sir.
आयुष Vivek, Monica, Disha,
Present, sir.
Vishal, Henry, Isaac,
Present, sir.
Moses,
Present, sir.
Yashraj,
Present, sir.
Rushi,
Present, sir.
Junaid,
Present, sir.
Daniel, Kibri Jasan,
Present, sir.
Mogya,
I'm present, sir.
Yagding,
I'm present.
Anthony. Is anyone left out for attendance? Naitik. Who else? Is anyone left out for attendance? Okay. Okay. See you in the next class. Bye.
Thank you, sir.